Okay. Hello again. Okay. So you can hear me, right? Right. Oh. So this is the fifth live stream already. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for coming. And yeah, we did already like 4 episodes already, and I think we made good progress. And at least we have something to show. We have something working. And yeah, I think that's also like the web containers uh, works really well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. So that you can run a Nuxt in your browser, uh, which I think is like something I wouldn't imagine like 2 years ago, right? Because Nuxt is a meta framework, or you so-called full stack framework, which will relies on the file system, which will rely on the Node.js part, on the server side part, and also yeah, I don't know, yeah, but just like usually you wouldn't expect like something that's as Next to runs on the browser. So you see that's the old generation of playgrounds. We usually kind simulate those like tools. So we kind building an environment in the browser, and we kind mocking some node modules, etc. But still, that's in those solutions, like there's a lot limited, and it's not as powerful as Stablix, as web container that you can run. Basically, you don't need to change anything. The server function, what do I mean? The server code will just runs, which is yeah, amazing. And so let's start. All right, okay. So we have okay. So okay, yeah, just right on time. So let's start. Um, a quick recap. I made a little changes, I think. So this is the using BRPC for communication, and add types. This is comes from a PR and some styling work, and I enable CI for linting. So now you will see that on each commit you will have a two CI that uh, it checks the types the type check and also the linting. And later when we add test, we will also like doing the test as well. But currently we don't have any test. And um, also that show you a little bit. So I just feel some of the basic content here. Oh, I just noticed that this is not scorable. Okay, and I just adding some content here, so at least you can have something to see. And I think that's here. So okay, I wouldn't expect that. So let's make this panel scrollable first. And uh and I think that's it. That's pretty much the same as previous. And yeah. So let's start. So I think let's check our to-do list. So So here, I think today we're going to add a button to restart the server, and also like adding a kind of button to toggle the terminal panel so that you can hide it entirely. And in the future, it will be the default is hidden. And okay, the extract that the playground injects utilities, I added later on. I think that's the case is like here we have this config, right? And most of the time, I don't think we want user to care about that how we add these styles or how we do the communication. This is something that I don't want user to knowing this, because this is the infrastructure of this tool, and we want to hide these things, and we don't want to show users things like this. So, and also like indeed in the editor here, we also have we already have some ignore list. So the files being ignored here. So the log is not showing here, so you don't need to worry about it. But still, we kind of want to hide all these plugins and styles, and those something that's we don't think that's is that important in terms of the thing or the concept that we are going to introduce. We just like make it nice looking, and also like doing some synchronizing. So what I'm thinking is like we were going to extract those things into a package or into a layer. If you don't know what layer is, the layer is here, I think, get started, and here is a layer. And I will explain that later. But the layer is basically a sub Nuxt app that you can extend from, and the layer can contribute to anything. Basically, it's just the same as a phone Nuxt app, and but like you can extend multiple apps so that they have full capability. So they have their own Nuxt.config. So that's pretty fits what we need here. So we basically want to have a base. We can change some default of the default Nuxt to align with the scenario we want more. And this is something we're going to do. Hopefully maybe we can do it today. But let's see. So I think if we are able to fix those like top 3, I think that would be good already. And for the next week, for the 2 day, we're going to do the Monenco editor and file tree if we have time, and so that it has a kind of for loop to work on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, hello. Yeah. So I'll just like talking about that's what we're going to do. So let me think about it. So the first is like I want to make this content scrollable. So make it scrollable, I guess is pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward, I guess. So here, the article here is like taking the full width, but the container says is like 1 frame. So basically, I guess we just go to the panel docs, and if we add overflow auto, so this is OF stand for overflow. So and in hover you see the CSS generated. Okay, and it's scrollable, and and that's it. So so basically adding some like basic text, and we'll have our documentation team working on it later on, but just adding some placeholder. So we're going to introduce different concept of Nuxt, and each of concept you can click into it. So here, if we go to the views app, it will change to the root will change to apps, and the server will restart. And we didn't do anything, so it's how we work. That's how we programming yet. But there are some cases like the server is not the server is not stopped correctly, and we probably want to change some files in the content when we're switching different guides. So that's something that we're going to do later on. But I just let you know, I just make these contents less empty. And so the first, I think we're going to add a feature that we can toggle the terminal. We can hide this terminal. And so to hide this terminal, I'm not sure that's how you can do it. So I guess that's let's go to the main playground, and I'm not sure if I set that v show equal to false. So we don't want to use v-if. That is because we want to keep the terminal instance running. So if we put v show, okay, it hides that thing, but it's not okay. How can I make it not scrollable? I'm not very sure. So ideally, like we want to have these things, and we want to hide these things. So if we also hide this splitter, we show false. Would that work? Okay, so it still shows here. I guess it doesn't care about it, because this is injected by split plans and it's always here. So I don't think we have control over it. So that's one problem, I think. So I think the easiest way to do so would be if we do like v-if, right? So but v-if has the problem is like the terminal is not persisted. So if we do v-if equal to false. So I think that would do, because like here is like it's fine, it's not taking any space. But when we show it like when we showing it up again, it's not working very well, I think. So what happened? Okay, so what if we set the size to be 0, and maybe the max size also 0? Would that work? So you have this thing, but you don't, it's not joggable. Yeah, keep alive may not be useful, I guess. Because keep alive does not preserve the DOM, it only preserves the components. That means it's only like if the components render is like side effect free is fine. But here we use xterm, so that means that wait, what am I going to say? We use xterm, and that means that the xterm has the DOM access. So that means that if we use keep alive, it doesn't keep the DOM. So it still has the problem, I guess. Or otherwise, I'm not sure if we kind of persist this terminal instant. Not sure if that would work actually. So I think maybe we could try. So so here first, I think let's introduce the button. So that would be more straightforward. So we're going to find the icon here. So here we use the pulsar. So that's just to align with the Nuxt. So here we can say terminal, I think here. Okay, we can have a terminal. And on the navigation bar, we add another button. So we just copy it over here, and the icon will be here. And it's not a Nuxt link, it's a button. And here we don't have these things. And I think we need to update our UI here. So here we should say show terminal. So we could have it default to, yeah, anyway, I think we can have it default to false. And if we have a default to false, and if we click it, so it just like toggles panel. No, it's not working like that. So so we first need to add a script so that we can have UI and use UI state. And here when we click it, we basically flipped out. So like UI.show terminal equal to not show terminal. So I guess that we also adding a little bit style. So so we could have like UI.show terminal, which is nothing, and when it's not, we kind of add a little bit fade to it. So OP 50 is opacity 50. So here let's go to the app. So here we see that this is like true, and we click it, it will be fade out, it will be show up. So so here like there's no logic here, but we're just adding the button. So show terminal, which will be empty, and then it's 50. And then we go to here. So, oh wait, I removed the size. So here, let's say if we do like this, and I wonder if we do template be show terminal, right? And I'm not sure if this would work. So basically UI show terminal. So let's try. So it's not shown. Show terminal. Okay, when we click it. All right. So we have the terminal, right? If we click it, it's gone. And when we open it, okay. Okay, no, it's not continue. You see that the previous log is missing. So I think maybe the better way is to kind of do it like we could have a computed property. So we could have terminal and pops, which will be computed. So we basically, I think we can basically checking this. So if terminal, no, it's like show terminal, right? If when it's show terminal, we returns the size, which is the value we had. So here, and like this, you know, that would be, yeah, just we can just calculate it. Otherwise, the size will be 0. And the max size will be also be 0. So that means it's not openable. And here we just we change this size into vbind. So vbind is basically you put an object here, and I think the extension broke. So vbind is basically like if we have vbind size, it's actually adding property size. So so this is actually a shorthand, if you don't know. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to zoom out a little bit. So if we do like show, sorry, it's vbind. So column size is actually a shorthand like this, and this is exactly the same. And if we want to be more dynamic, like of course you can do like a question mark and undefined, but it'll still set this attribute even though the value is being set undefined. But if you say that you don't want this value at all, so you can do is like you do like vbind, and you passing an object and then you passing size. So you can do like this, and then you can do if it's a and you passing an empty object, so you never set size when a is true, something like that. So this is the different way of binding attribute in Vue. Just for your information. And what do we have here is we're using a computed and we're putting the logic here. So it basically says like when it shows terminal, it will do a little bit different. And when it's not shown, we just set the size and the max size to 0. So it's kind of hidden, but we'll deal with the splitter later. But basically, if we refresh it, if we hide it, okay. So at least you can see the terminal works, right? And you hide it, you showed it up, so it's so it works. But we don't want this to take up the space, so we probably want to do something. Maybe in the UI, I think. So we can say toggle terminal, and other than this, so we can export this function to it, and then here we change to toggle any terminal. So we need to do some calculation here. So if show terminal, which means it's like it will taking some space, right? So it will kind of push back to the panel and the editor. So what we could do here is like, I think we can do a bit like total. So we add these two. Or maybe I think that let's say if we fix the terminal, like by default it's taking like 30%. So we can have a const here. So it's terminal height, which is like we say 30. And that means here what we're going to do is to take the original percentage and times 100 minus height. So that would be like this. So preview here, and the rest when the terminal is being hidden, and that means we should take the rest of the space. So but here is not terminal height, because we basically want a total, because the terminal can be like different size. And so like here we can have a total. No, we can say remaining. So we sum these two up. So the rest of it. So we divide this to say we have that, and we times 100, and yeah. So it's basically when the terminal being hidden, these two panels will take over the rest of the space equally based on their ratio. And when we show the terminal, we basically kind of squeeze those two panels to be to kind of give away of this space for the terminal, which is 30. And I think that's it. I hope it will work. So we refresh it, we hide it. So hide it, you see that okay, this is taking the full space. And we're going back. Okay, so that looks good. So basically now we need to kind of figure out a way to kind of disable this thing, which I'm not sure how to do it. Let me check like split pans if they have the way to disable a panel. For splitter, nope. API. I guess there might be no way to do it. So I think we can either do it on CSS or, I mean, I guess that's here it doesn't work because it's not the same DOM. Where is it? In the main panel, in the main playground here. So here is the splitter that I added for server-side render. Well, that's like usually you don't need these two. because the split panel will the speed pans will insert dynamically based on the runtime. So I think if we say that's class, so if we do point, if we do like UI.show terminal, which is fine. Otherwise, we do like pointer events none. I don't think it's going to work actually. Is that working? No, it's not working. You see the style is not applied. So I think what we can do here is we can add a little bit attribute here. So we could say pen hidden, I guess. So basically here we can have that. So we could use CSS to select this element and based on the pen hidden, but I'm not good at CSS, but let's see. So we go to our styles, the basic override. I think we can put it in the override. So we basically have this splitter, right? And I guess we could have a has. Is that something like that? So has is next to hidden. We basically set pointer event to be none, like that. Would that work? Pointer event. No, it doesn't work. So so that's CSS has. Let's learn it. So plus P. So that means select an HA header with an A paragraph element that immediately follows H1. Okay, so it's plus. So I think this this right, sorry, here. So this is the direct the direct children, the direct child. So if we add, if I add a plus, so it should be working, I guess. Oh yeah, you see that's here. You have the pointer event none. So here, yeah, it's no longer here. So we are able to target. So I guess we don't need to do it. We can just display it now. I guess that would also do. Okay. Yeah, that works, right? Okay. That's pretty nice. So remember we disable this transition. If we hide this thing, okay, we can do a little bit animation. And because we don't have the initial flash of animation, so I think we are fine on that. So which is, I think which is nice. So you can toggle it. Very nice. And for terminal here, I guess we could also add a little button. So for terminal, and we can add a little button like here. So we do like flex auto, and then we have a button, which button that we can check like close. Oh, X, remove, cross. It should be named as close, right? Oh, it's not dual. Remove, dismiss. What would that be? Basically an X, a close icon. It's just X, right? X. Okay, it's look like this. I guess we probably not going to have a dual tone version. X light, I think X bold. here. So we could have a icon here. So then we could have toggle terminal. I guess that we also have we also need a UI reference to it. So it's UI, use UI state and UI dot yep. And here, yeah, we have a close button here. So then we can add a little bit like hover. And yeah, don't worry, that's here, that's later we're going to extract it anyway. So it should be fine. So here, and we add a little bit rounded here. So here, if we click the close, it will close. It will show up. It will close. Looks good. And we probably want to have pending left as 4, and pending by default is 2. So it kind of more aligned with these things. Okay. So that's it. I think that's pretty neat. So we basically have the things we want. Toggle terminal. All right, push it, and that's it. So we can check our next text. Okay, a button to restart server. Also, I think we already have the restart pages, right? And a button to restart server. Okay. Restart server would be a little bit tricky. Because currently we have the composable here, and we have web container, we have the mount playground, and which mount playgrounds here it swamps something like this. So basically if we restart server, right? So we basically want to kill it. We want to kill it, and we want to swamp again, and then it's actually need to be a let, and we need to change the play status to be start here. So it's already doing so, and if we do so like this, we do like this, right? But you see that this is pretty much like just this is pretty much the same as what we have, right? So here we can have a dev process, and we grab the type. So it's web container process. Where is it? It's called web container process. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm able to reference this type. I can import it. Yeah, I can import it. So so I can have that, and I can say it's undefined, and then we can do it like this. So basically we can have a server. So start, that's we can say start Nuxt. And because those are the same, so basically checking if the dev process has something before, then we will kill it, and then we can remove this part, and we can redo like this. And so the start will be like kill the previous process and start a new one, and the dev process is not. I think we need to wait for it. Okay, and here, so it's basically the same, but we need to expose this start Nuxt server in order to make it work. And here we need to also do a knowledge check. So, and also I think that's so here we have some situation here, because when we kind of install this process, if we kind of terminate here, it shouldn't work, because the install is not finished yet. So I think what we could do is basically adding all this process inside. Think about it. because when we install something, install it again shouldn't affect that much. And actually, if we do like as I said, that's when we navigate to the guide, we may want to have a different type. What did I say? We may want to have different playground. We have different content. So I think instead of like start a new playgrounds every time, I think that would be better to kind of reuse the container while that's the package is being installed. But when we add new dependency, we basically just install again. So so I think we could do it is like booting. I don't know. So basically we have this process. So that's install process, and again like this. So here we can do like this. So we basically doing like this, and function kill previous server process, and we do like install process kill, devs process kill, and here when we started, we just try to kill all these things. While when the first started, when it first starts, we don't care. Mount point. Okay, and so when by default is undefined. So I think maybe we should name process install. So it has a same prefix, so it's actually easier to read. And then we kind of have, and this is not asynchronized, so it's fine. And then we kind of have these things, and we start the server, and we start the server here. So here we will kill previous process. When in that, like in HMR, we'll kill the previous server. And also I think we could have unmounted. So no, I think let's leave it as here at this moment. And so what we could do, I guess, is to go to the Pinia store we have, and I guess we could have a bit like actions, and then the action will be restart server, and this should be like a void function. So actions that will be replaced later on. So if we just return this action, and what we could have is basically to say, once we have this start server function, right? And we could have a play.action. Wait, where's the play? Oh, I think I need to update the types here. Yeah, I think I need to update it. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It shouldn't be here. It should be in the playground. So here we put in action. So it's empty function here, and we will replace it later on. So here I think we can add another type. So it basically is playground actions, and then we have a restart server, which is void. We don't care the return. Or maybe you can do a promise void, so it has a more meaningful thing to do. And here actions, we can assign a type to it, and because it's a promise, so we need to do an async, and here we have the actions. And now the thing will becomes like, here we can do restart server equal to start server. So basically assign action. because this is only makes sense in the client side. And what we could have now is in the terminal, we could do here, like let's find a restart button, refresh, restart, reload, loop. I guess we have something like, I guess this make more sense, right? Okay, I'll take this one. And let's add a little bit of title here. So title will be refresh, no, restart terminal. And here again, let's do it like here. Yeah, so it'll be title, find terminal, something like that. So so we need a play here. So play action. No, let's use playground state. And so it's play dot action dot restart server. And we only want to show these buttons when I think when it's not mounted. Mount init. I think that's we basically want to play so we basically want vif and play the status not equal to init or not equal to mount. I guess we could do it. I'm not sure. And so basically is like this. So I'm going to change it back to like here. So basically hide this button until the file is being mounted. So let's go to the button to check. And so here, let me check if let's check if it works. So basically it has a full Nuxt server here, right? And it shows the content. And if we click this restart, okay, it'll restart it. And it'll install the dependency again, it will start a Nuxt server again. So yeah, that's something, I think that's something we want. And I think probably this button is too small or too detailed. Let's see how we could do it. But I think in general it looks good. So I think what we could do here, restart server. I'm thinking that if we should clean up the terminal, but I'm not so sure either. But I think currently the current state is fine. So you just restart the server, and I think it works. And I guess that maybe that's fine about a better button. This one. Oh, what would be the best icon for restart? This can be funny. This is shuffle. Shuffle. This is repeat. Anyway, I think maybe we should just use this button, I guess. This icon. So yeah, let's change the icon. So I think we can call it, we can have that thing. And so that's basically have that. I'm not prefer this style, so we do like this. Okay. I think it looks okay. So it also works. So here, so let's go to the README to check the button. So the button to restart the server is fine, and close terminal panel is fine. And here, so to restart server, okay. And I will tweak the design a little bit later. So now let's talk about the, wait, I have one file once. Okay, I forgot to commit this file, but it's fine. But let's talk about the layers. So so here the plugins is something that I don't want users to care about, and also the style, the basic style is not something I want users to take care about, Yeah. So here, and also this config. So the dev tool can depends like if we want to enable dev tool or not. But probably I think for the very first introduction, we don't want it. So basically we want to hide all these things. We don't want to give them to the user. So I think we can have layers. I guess so. Oh, I think we could have, maybe to be more explicit. So it's like playground. So it's like layer playground. So basically we're putting the plugins inside, and we put the styles inside, and we can copy over this config, and we don't need this. So use these styles, adding these things. And I think we want to keep it simple. So here, usually you would do like layers, right? So it's like layers. And we have that as like playground. Oh, so it's extend. Yeah. So it's like extend. And because this is a dot value started, so okay, the type's not working because this file, I think that's not included workspace. So if we remove this and if we add TypeScript, include, no, it's workspace. Oh, okay. The type is not working anymore. Include workspace. Yeah, let's do it here so we can see. So types, include workspace, yes. So it's true. And also, can I add a more include? What's the options of it? Include workspace, type check, ts config. Okay, so if we do like ts config includes, I guess we could have that, something like that. So we can have a layer playground, anything. Not sure if that works. So we go to that playground, basic. We start a server, and it says it's taken. But okay, now we have the types. No, I guess no. Okay, here is something like here. Okay, it's still not. But at least I think the ts config we generated would include that file, yes. So it should be fine. So just moving all these things to here. So you can just make itself aware of this thing, I suppose. Do like type define. Okay, at least it works. So here if I do like this, so if we go to the playground to see if that works, so here is adding here. So it says the style is not here. That is because I think that is because the path is not resolved. So we probably need like this. I'm not sure if that works. Let's restart the server. Okay, it says it's not style. So I'm not so sure about how you can solve it. But if we know this layer playground like that, I think this would do. I think we need to restart. All right, so we have this thing, and we see the font. It's not serif, so that means the styles applies. And so basically it says like it basically means that this layer is working. But we also need to check this. We also need to change here because by default the dot value is being the dot files is being ignored. So we have the layer playground, and we do like this. And I think we can close this server, and we can restart our main server to see if that works. Oh, how I zoom up so much. Okay, so you see the layer files comes in, and we're going to hide these things in our editor because this is all in one folder. So that means we can just hide them all. And okay, here is looks good. And also you see that here I don't even want to have this. But first let's hide these files. So in order to do so, we can go to our editor. So here we have ignore files, and we basically want to have dot layer, right, playground. We basically want to have this something like this. So basically want to ignore all these files under here, under this folder. But here you see that when I add it, it still shows the dot layer file. It does not works because like what we did here is only checking if it's included in the file path. So so in order to improve that, what we could do here is to introduce a new dependency, and we kind of support globes. And I think support globe is it just make it easier. But of course you can do like if it start from this, or you can do more dynamically. But I think I just wanted to make it easy, so I can do like micro match. Micro match is I think is used by fast globe. So if you don't know, the fast globe is a library that's we're basically using for globing the files, and it's used in Vite, basically in everywhere. So and this is like traversing the files. Let me show you. So basically this is fast globe, and it's traversing the file system. While here we don't need to traverse the file system because we already have the files in memory. We basically just want to filter out some passes. And it says it's using micro match for pattern matching. So we can just using we can just using it directly. And I guess there's also alternative of pico match. Yeah, but I think both would do. It's not really matter, I think. So that can say from micro. So it does not have types. Okay, it does not have types. Okay, I need to restart the server. Is match. Okay, so we basically have is match, and what we could do is to change this include is match and is file system. It's just like is match, and the first argument is the string to match, and the second is the globe patterns to match. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So what do we do here? So now we have, if we refresh that page, okay, it's still not working. I wonder why. Path has been externalized. Do we import the path? Where did we import the path? We didn't. Oh, is that because micro patch import the path? Really? Also external. And okay, let's try Pico match, maybe. Not so sure. But let's see if that works. It's under micro match. They are in the same organization. I saw they were a bit like compactor, but I'm not sure if it comes from the same author. But let's try. Let's try. So basically, we install Pico match, and Pico match also has a is match. Okay, it can create a is match function. So we basically have this, and it says like I should use PM. Again, it doesn't have types, so types Pico match. So I guess that's is ignored. Oh wait, I think I did it wrong, but yeah, that's use Pico match anyway. So it is ignored equal to PM, I guess, and then I have that. So I restart the server again. And here I change back to is ignored, and it's not, and we don't need this because we can initialize it, and let's check if that works. Oh, I forgot to start the server. Okay, it's not working because it says it's like object platform is not a function. So I guess maybe easier is to not using these because I think those are designed for node modules, and we are running on the client side. So in order to be more efficient, I guess we could do so it's basically string or regex regular expression and here. So basically like that. And we could have a function called is ignored, and so the file path, and here we basically have so basically use sum, and sum is like so if the type of pattern equal to string, and we will check if the file path is exactly matching the string, if the file path is exactly matching the pattern. Otherwise, if it's a regex, we just test it. If it's that thing, and then we could have a ignore function here, and again, it's not ignored. So then we could change our dots layer playground to be a regex, and then we have started, and a dash here. So we escape that and the rest, and we don't care. So as long as it start with layer playgrounds, it shouldn't be hidden. It should be hidden. And we refresh the page. Okay, and you see that here we don't have that files anymore, and that's pretty nice. Or actually, I think to make it easy, we could just say when it starts from dots, we just hide it, so we don't need these things. And we also could check if it's a type type config.json, and we can hide that. So we basically have these two, and I guess we can also have to be sure it's ending with types tsconfig.json, and we refresh the page. So it basically hide all these things except for the thing we want. Yeah, I think that's a lot easier and actually more efficient, I think. I was thinking that for the maintainability we should have that, but it's not working for browser, then it's fine. And we remove those dependencies. All right, and then what are we going to do? Oh yeah, so that's the one thing. And then I also want to remove this wait again. So I also want to remove this line because it says extend something that we're not showing here. So remember we have the virtual file system. So yeah, so basically we could have a dot Nuxt rc, and we have that thing extended, right? So extended, we can copy the content here, we remove it, and I think we can have an extend and 0 equal to something like this. I guess that should work. I hope. And to be sure, we can go to the template basic to try. So we have 3000. Okay, it's not working. It's not working. So I guess without the 0, it's not working. Without the chord, extends, I think. Okay, now it works. All right. So the font being changed, so that works. And here we have that file, and we don't show up. So like here is the config that we shows to so Nuxt configs here. Yeah, and so this file will hide this, will hidden this file from user, and we need to update these things. We also include that file, not here, this file, like this. And remember we did, so here, if we add this file, right, and we go back to our main server, so yeah. All right, we will see if that works. I suppose it's not. Okay, let's wait. Okay, fail to find location with path. Okay, it's failed. What happened? Oh, I have a syntax error here. I think we don't need this thing. So we kind of restart our container, And now I think the file shows here is pretty clean. I'm not sure if we want to hide more about here, but I think later we could do it. I think maybe we could even extract the layer as a package, and later here we just adding a package here, so the user will see there's a package, but they don't care, they won't see the underlying tag, the underlying dependencies of it. It's just like at Nuxt / playground layer or something. So you see that's the booting server is never resolved because the server because this we were checking we were adding a logic here. So when the server ready, we can call it unready, so making the changes. But when it's not, that means the layer is not applied. And why the layer is not applied? If you remember, we have a web container here. So what we did here, wait, what? Here, we can override these things based on the we override this Nuxt RC file. So I think what we could do here is probably I think we can do is we can have something like template options. So we can have files override, which is a record string. So so here we can have the options here, and it can be a nullable, I guess. So Nuxt RC, and it can be a string. So I guess we can do files, just files. It should be fine. So Nuxt RC will be a string, and it can allows the initializer of this template to adding a little bit of Nuxt RC. So here what we could do here is to forward these things. I think if we have index utilities, maybe you can just move it to types, I guess. Types and template option, and here we can have options, template option. We forward this option to this default function, and we import this type. So for the options here, what we could do is we basically assign. I think we can do here is like two. Here, row input, and we have the options files. So so here the option files is giving a chance for the template to options files. Wait, what? Okay, the types here. Okay, so it basically gives a chance for the template to override some files, but here we don't need to override, just in case for the future. And I think here, I think we can also have, so it's like row files like this. And if options the Nuxt RC, and then we could actually adding something. So because this is like a string of string, so that means basically, oh, I think we need to replace the path here first. So we basically have options from entry, and then we have options object entries, and we can have all these files, and we can do a mapping, yeah, like that. So so from entry and entries and map, this is basically a mapping to the object's keys. So the map will be a key and value. So this is value actually. So if we want to do is like is key and value, And what we do is like we update the key, and with entries returns the key and value pairs in an array, and we change the keys and we use from entries to construct back to the object. So here we have the raw file here, and then here we don't need to change the path because it's being changed. The reason we want to change the path here because we want to override the files without the basic here. And so the raw file of Nuxt RC, that would be Nuxt RC, and so that can be the original content, and then here, and then we have Nuxt RC, and we join it in new line like that. So this is a special handling for Nuxt RC. So merge Nuxt RC. Yeah. So we kind of reassign the value of it, and we're adding more content to it. And basically we assume that the file exists and we adding things. So so this will kind of affect for both tree and files, because file is the representative of virtual file that we will use for editor, and the tree is for web container to mount these things, and is contract with an added tree. And here before we construct those trees, when we change the contents, it changes for both sides, so we don't have the misalignment, which here is actually would be make it easier. Here container, web container here, so we don't need to do like override like this. So instead we put in like here and Nuxt RC, and what we could have is so basically to say if color mode is dark, and then we put something like this. Okay. And we could remove this inject, so we can have the color mode on initial load, and we remove this workaround. So so let's see if that works. And just to make it easier, I guess we could editor here. So that's not doing this, but that just shows all the files here. So I'll just I just want to know that here, yeah, you see that this is being injected, and this is from the original content. So that we have the both, and because it's going to merge, so here we can have all these things. I think we can probably have a debugger to kind of show these informations when we want to debug. All right, so it works, and here. Yeah, now we have that. So basically refactor all the things. We basically refactor all the things into the check. So into the layer.playground. So at the top level, we doesn't show us anything. So here it's actually more complex. So usually for the first introduction, we only need app.view, and yeah, so that's it. So that's pretty good. And so here is the here is the example with a few more because we have the route gate navigation, because we want to test if the navigation here. But for the first app, it's going to only be the app.view, and Nuxt.config is not needed, and probably package.json as well. And yeah, so we can commit it. Extract. Yeah, we need to update this thing. So this is checked. All right. Not so bad. We did all these things in 1 hour. And download project as zip. I'm not sure if this is something we could do. Yeah, file tray is something that's worth implementing as well. I think I want to do this. I think I want to do this. I suppose it shouldn't be that hard, right? So let's check for web containers. Let's check for web containers guide. Connecting to a X terminal, add interactivity, remove code, start a shell. Oh, they have this. Okay, it's actually possible to have a shell. That would be pretty interesting. Okay, that's something we could have. I think for debugging purpose, or I'm not sure, but I think this is pretty interesting, so that you can start a shell and to run something with that file system. Add on feed and resize the output lines, make output lines responsible. So this is basically about the terminal, and yeah, to add a package. Yeah, I think we need it. At some points we need it. We need to guide the users how to do certain things with the command. To say if we want to them to add modules, or like run Nuxt add modules, or like build it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something good to have. So so let's do it. Let's add it here. So add interactivity shell. So we could reference these things. We can reference this. How long have I been coding? I mean, lifetime. I think that'll be. I started from my like 6th grade of primary school, which now is like, I don't know, 13, 14 years. But I only started like doing open source for 3 years. Yeah. Almost 4 years. It's been a long while. I thought I was new to open source, but I already working on this for 4 years. Okay. That's a lot. And okay, this is something we want to have. Connect it to a terminal, install dependency, API reference. So basically we want to dump those files back to the file system tree. So what we can retrieve those data? I guess we could, right? I think for me, like I would like reading documentation is a bit long and it's hard to find what we need. And what I usually do is like I'll just go to see if there's a type. So we do like web container and work directory, right? Okay, this is work directory. and mounted path file system read. Okay, we can use reader. We can just grab all these files like using read file. I guess that also makes sense. Wait. Okay. So I think we basically need to find a way to kind of traverse all the files underneath, right? Tear down is just close that server, and path is a property, mount is a function, on is an event. So basically we have file system. So all right, I don't mind doing that. So we have a function. I would say download zip, something like that, right? And then we can go to the, what did I say? Playground store, and in the action we could do like download a zip again. We have a promise void and async download zip. We have nothing, and here we'll assign the value download zip. Okay, and that's it. So we could do so that's bind to the event first. So maybe that would make it more. So it's playground play, right? It's play. We don't have a play. Play. Use play, and for this is play download actions. Oh, use playground store actions download zip, and we only show it when the servers, when the play is ready. We only show it when it's ready, and I guess let's try download out. Okay. This icon is fine, but I don't know. Title download zip, download as zip, and title toggle terminal like that. GitHub, and yeah, so that check to the playground. So basically have this button, and if we click it, I think it does nothing. It's not a function. It's not even a function because I haven't saved here. And here we have basically have files, right? And I wonder, there's any way to call JS zip, I guess. That's the package we were going to use, right? Did I take any data structure or algorithm course? I think the answer is yes. So I was major in computer science, so that means that I definitely took those courses in my college, but I'm not a bad student. So because I think in general those are kind of too theoretical. It's not like practical enough for me to use it. So yeah. So I think understanding those things is definitely helps. But I don't think that's something that's necessary. Because you will learn it along the way anyway. So yeah. So back to the topic. That's install this JS zip. I have a feeling it doesn't have the type, so let's try. Okay, deprecated. Okay. This time I failed to guess. So deprecated, that means the package itself ships the types, so we can remove it. That's the thing. And so we basically have new zip, and we have files, we have the path, and we have the So here, so basically, what we could do is like we import. So the reason here I use dynamic import is because I don't want it to be shipped in the initial bundle. It'll only be loaded when the user click that button and JS zip. Is that a default export? I don't know. I suppose it's not. I think it's probably default JS zip like that. I don't know. That's right. Why is trying to correct me like that? I don't understand. So so the zip is like this, and we have web container, file system, and read directory like that, and pass. Yeah, that will slow down the execution of that function, yes, but I don't think this function need to be executed very fast because you expect this file, all these files being extracted, and there's a lot of logic here. So I think it's okay to wait a little bit. So if it's taking too long, we can show some progress bar, but I don't think this is like only user action. So it's not like being executed multiple times. So it should be fine because like we are not executing 100 times in a second. So the performance is relatively okay, I guess. So what file system? No, it's pass, right? Work directory pass. I'm not sure what's the difference between work directory and pass. So basically, we will just console log files and to see if that works. What happened? I forgot to. What did I do? I guess it's just the server is not started. So it's not. Is that clickable now? Okay. If it's ready, it should be showing up as. Okay, it turns light. So if I click it, okay, no such files or directory. So I guess that's not something we are looking for. So we're probably going to just passing a dot if that works. If I do this. Okay, I need to restart the server again. Really? So I think we should disable cache. I think it's fine. I think we can already do it. Okay, here you see it's files. So this is all the files. That's really nice. So we can see all the files here, and the zip seems to work. So we have the zip, we have the files. So we're basically just mapping all those files back to this zip. So then it should be fine. And also we want to ignore the node modules and probably package npm log. So we also need to add a small filter. And here, because it's just listing an array of string, and we probably don't, that's not enough. I guess there's an option, right? Include, no, let's check the type definition. Yeah, so it's just options with file types. So so it's just options with file types true. So here we will have a directory extension. Oh. Wait, what? Here. So we will have this directory entity, right? And here we go to the types. Let's see, it's file, it's directory, and it's two function. Okay, so we basically have files. So this is basically one like we only traverse the routes, right? So we have a for and files. So we can have a list of ignore here. Node modules pnpm.log and anything start with dot. I feel we should do these things, and I think that we can do like ignore ts files ignore. Not so sure. I'm not sure if we can want same criteria, but let's do the same for now, I guess. So basically ignore all these things. Here, ignore files, and all right. So is file ignored, file pass, and then we can export it, and then we can have something here is file ignored, and here we can also have that function. So if is file ignored it, no, it's not. Return is continue, and then this name. Yeah, at least it works, I guess. So and then here, if file is file, we basically have like read count. Okay, it's already doing so for me. And here, because this is here is the wait and read files, that means we probably want to parallelize it. So instead, I think we can do like do a mapping and return an async function. And async function will return a promise, right? So here we can just return, and so here it will return a promise. So here, like if you say that's return result, here is like array of promise. So that means we need to await it for all. So it's promise all, and we can await all the files here. I don't prefer. Yeah, I kind of prefer the asynchronizing. So which I think is a little bit better. So it's adding this file. I wonder if this can be contains the file path. Otherwise, I think we can also do it like this. So otherwise, that means it's directory, right? I'm not sure if there's another type. File is directory. And then we can have create a folder here, and then it becomes nested. And folder will be a JS zip as well. Okay, so that means pretty clear. So basically, we can have a function. So that would be crawl files, like so directory is a string, and zip will be a JS zip. I guess we need to type. And here, so we're basically moving it in. Instead of these things, we have a directory, and this is async. This is the zip, JS zip. Can we have a type? So it's JS zip. We don't have those types. That's pretty weird. JS zip file option, and here so it's a namespace, but what's the namespace? Interface. Is that means like if I do as JS zip, something like that? Does that make sense? Okay. So that'll be crawl files and with the directory and directory plus why is can returns null? I'll just check. I'll just force assign it. Okay. So the type is not the same. So what I can do is to say I can have a temporary type here, I guess. So we can have a zip and type of zip. I think that one. Okay. So at first we just crawl the files, and we could have dot. Yeah, I think that's it. So we basically, when it's directory, we just crawl the files again and nest it into it. And then let's see if JS how I can save as. So save as. I guess save as is another library. Generate asynchronous. So files. Generate async, and then I will await for it, and then save as. Right? Oh, and then what? Hey, Copilot, do it for me. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's Copilot do it. So I'm not sure if it works. I think theoretically it looks okay, but not sure if that actually works. Oh. So here at this stage, we can have that file actually. No such file or directory. Okay. Oh, I think I see. That is because we want to have this directory adding this when we want these things, right? And I suppose that should work. When we install the package, I think, okay. Now we have that files, playground. We unzip it. You see, we have all these files here. That's pretty nice. And yeah, let's check if this actually works. So I created VS Code instance here. I trust the author, and we install it. And that works. Okay. And we start the server. Okay, it's 3001. Okay, it works. And I wonder if I refresh the page. Okay, so we do another one. But this time we'll do a little bit different. Is we're changing some content here. So yeah, I think we'll wait until it works. Should work. Okay. So so here what we could do is like hello. So from playground, right? I suppose it works. And I will just download again, and I will unzip it. And I think here that's just directly tracking if this file is being modified. No, no, this is I think this is the file. Okay, you see it's hello from playground. So that means that every change you have in the playgrounds will be downloadable here, and that's pretty neat. Yeah, that's good. And I think that's basically the fundamental feature of it. And here I think the file ignore can be improved. We may not want to ignore all these files, and then I think we can treat the package.json specially, because here I'd like to kind of override those things, because I want to remove the dependency of brpc, and also I want to remove this requirement of package manager. And that is because like we want the web container to have a fast startup. So that means this is important to kind of ensure that we only have one instance, a single version of pnpm, so the log file will work. But we don't want to force like every users that's using these like downloaded playgrounds will need these things. We want to have them to have the freedom to choose npm or yum. So that means before we download this, maybe we can update some contents from the package.json. So yeah, but I think in general I'm pretty happy about it. Yeah. So so here if it's package.json, we modify some content to remove some fields. So this is a to do, and have a better name. So we can call it Nuxt content, and I think we can have it here. Okay. Like that. So so it looks like this. And also I guess maybe a little bit time, hour, second. And I think that will do. Maybe have a better name with the current tutorial name. Yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, pretty happy about it. And I think we probably need to hide this file. I was only like checking the adding a class. So basically I think we need to change to v-if. So that makes the button only appear when the server is actually ready. Yeah. And super happy about it. Yeah, it's actually easier than I expected. All right, I think like today is going like just 1 and 45 minutes so far. If you want to keep today's short, I think we can end it now. We can end it here. Why don't remove the tag after download finished? Good point. Let me check. It's fine because this is a ghosted link. If you see that here, it's only created this element, but it's never mounted. So that means that how can you dispose the element? Remove like this. Yeah, I guess that would do. So I want to change this name. I want to make it as lower cases. It's just a little bit itching. Oh yeah, because Mac is not how do I say case sensitive case sensitive. It's yeah, so Mac OS is case insensitive. So that means if you only changing the case, it won't be going into the Git. Yeah, I think I'm not sure what the best practice is. So if I really want to change the web container without the dash and with lowercase, I will do 2 commits, and I will commit here first, and then I will just remove the dash and commit again. So that makes sure that the case is being updated. But I don't know other way around. But I'm also fine keeping as like that. So we can move the I think we can basically move all these things. That's finished. Can remove git cache. Really? I don't know how, but maybe. And yeah, and Vola support, of course. We'll have Vola. But I'm not sure how hard it can be to configure. Fit add download button. Right. So yeah, I think that's we made quite some progress today. I think we can call it a day in terms of the feature. And if you want to chat, we can make it as 2 hours, so we have 15 minutes to chat. If you wonder anything, I can show you. Yeah, Nuxt View version is easy. Yeah, I suppose it should be easy. Yes. But there's a lot of things we can do, like it's not listed here. So I'll just keep adding this list. But it's like never done. It can never be finished, because like even though you finish all these things, there's a lot of other things to do. And okay. It says you can speed things up if you skip the install step. You can do this by adding node modules folders to web container as zip, since we are working with zip. Oh, really? So is that? I'm not sure if they already have that zip. Is that web container already have the zip? JS zip integration? But what I concern about including node modules is it'll be hard to identify what kind of files are needed, because the node modules can be big, and it's actually not every files we need it, because like if you go to node modules, if you go to a random package, you will see like here is the license file. I think we probably should keep license file, but readme file is definitely not being used, and there's a lot of like source. The source is not being used, and the library probably just how the file is being executed. So if we bundle it actually in node modules, if we actually bundles all the node modules, we may want to like optimize those things. Like we might like ignore the files that we are not going to actually execute it, but that can be a hard task, because like even though you can say that okay, the readme shouldn't be used at all, but or the source file shouldn't be used at all, but it can be. And also like the sub dependencies, like you may not be used it. And also like I'm not sure if you have that if you bundles all the node modules, well the PNPM grab that cache again, because PNPM kind of have a different structure and but okay, SvelteKit, I'm not sure SvelteKit they use npm or they use PNPM. And yeah, I'm not sure if like if you copy from the other file system to preserve these files, would PNPM grab them up? Otherwise, we might need to use npm. Oh wait. Oh, you mean that's actually when you can skip that files, you don't need the package manager anymore, right? But to me, I think maybe the installing performance is not matter that much, but it's more like I think booting Nuxt takes more time, because okay, it's downloaded. Why it's not being reused? I saw that's previously okay, it's reused, but how it's being downloaded and then it's being reused? I'm a bit confused, but okay, I think we will find a way. But I think maybe Nuxt is too slow, or maybe we shouldn't do a warm up here. So I think that's something we will see how we can improve that, and that's definitely something we should improve. And but also like I think I kind of still prefer to have the package manager at this moment. I'm not so sure, but maybe later we'll change, we'll evaluate later. But what we want to have is something like so you see that if it's content.nuxt.com, you have a playground, and the playground is currently established, and we want to kind of replace these things. Okay, I want to replace these things with our new playground, so that we can provide documentation alongside, and that means that this page should communicate with the playground to say on top of some templates we want to add Nuxt content as the dependency, and it will install Nuxt content and show the contents on the right. And so we want to have a universal capability for like you see that's for DevTools. We also have playgrounds. So basically for every modules, we want it to be extendable. So like the module author can also reuse that, and hopefully it can also be used as a reproduction. So I'm imagining that we could have like learn.nuxt.com, and we can have a new reproduction, something like that. So that's my imagination. So I think it's still useful to have a package manager, because sometimes the dependency can be dynamic, and if we can take the best from the both world, and that would be nice. So that would be nice to have if we have like basic fundamental template to include it in the bundle, and then we can have the external dependencies installed on top of it. But we will see. Yeah, and I think that stack-based cache is pretty good. I don't know where the cache is actually stored. But it says like it's reused, so it's not downloaded. So install is fast actually to me. Yeah. So so about the live streaming, I think at least I will live stream for a couple months until this project is being finished, or consider finished, or consider stable. And I'm actually happy to do like regular like live streaming. So probably late after this project, if I come up with any ideas, we can also do it together. And but I think after this, I will take a few weeks to rest, and that's it. And so for me, I kind of prefer to kind of live streaming about something that we can build together from scratch, rather than jumping to a huge project that's it might not be easy to understand. And yeah, so I think I'm happy. I think I definitely plan to do more, and as long as I come up with some idea or some projects in mind, so that we could build together. And I was doing so in the Chinese community a little bit. So to say if that I come up with an idea tonight, and I will schedule a live streaming tomorrow. So I will keep that idea and we will build it from scratch. It can be a very small project, and it can be something like this. And I think something like this is like very big, very has different moving parts, but also the scope is very well defined. So I think that's a very good a case, a project that we can work together. So I think it's not easy to always find such project. I was thinking that I should do it when I started to do like Nuxt dev tools, but I didn't. So yeah, I'll grab more chance. But yeah. So yeah, we will see. At least we'll have a few months to work on this project. But yeah, for 2 weeks, I think we made pretty good progress. So yeah, we'll do Monenco and Vola next week. So there's no streaming tomorrow. There's no streaming on this Thursday. I'm taking off. So I think I will see you on the next Tuesday. And next Tuesday and Thursday we're working on Monenco. And I hope like in the meantime I'll find someone to help me on the documentation as well, or at least like think about that's what kind of capability we need from the guide point of view. Like currently, like we are mostly solving the technical things we want to tackle, and later we will be like documentation driven. So we will see that what documentation would need, or what the guide would need the capability. So I think Svelte did a quite good thing. Svelte, learn.svelte.dev, and I think the second one is pretty nice. So it says like, okay, you can add data, and you can do like here, and enable copy and paste, and I'll copy it. But what I want to do is to kind of have a mechanism to verify. Okay, so okay, solve is actually directly solve the problem. So what I want to do is maybe adding a little bit like congratulations when you kind of following the guide to add all these things. So it's a bit like verifying if your solution is good. And well, that's it's not always the case, because sometimes it can be hard to verify. So we will see how we can do it. But I think for at least for the first component example, I think we can verify. We can just verify the rendered content of these things, and we can also, I think here we might be able to verify the source code as well. So so we'll see. We'll see how we need it in terms of the features that we want from the guide. Progate? No, I don't know. Yeah, and so what I imagine is, yeah, I'm not so the idea is not so like concrete yet, but what I imagine it that would be so here we have the content, right, and we have the index here. So I think we might want to have a bit like a fixture here. So we could have a template which is basic. Like we can have a basic base or like a module starter, etc. And like we can have a basic, and so that's the basic initial template. And then we could have files, and then we can override some files to say app.view, and we do something, and also it can be a folder. So I'm not sure. Maybe you can have a folder as the send name as the file or something, so that all the files can be a directory. So it's like files. So it's like basically adding a few files on top of the template. And also like I think we may also have a verify, something like that. And we can pass a function or something like we can inject it into the client side to verify if it works. So yeah. So let's see. And so we want to have some metadata here. So that's and also like if I have code blocks, so maybe we can have some capability of adding things or doing things. Yeah, adding more layers. Yeah, probably would work here as well. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking to override files, but yeah, adding one more layer would also do. But I think the point is we want to override a file because we want to see the files that presented to the user here. So basically like this is only, so for example the pages directory will only put it in the routing page, and for the first is like without these files. So the fundamental, so the basic I mean the basic example won't include those pages and won't include the next pages. So ideally the template of routing that would be including only these files, and the rest is be the same inherent from the template, from the base template, and base template files override and apply to that, something like that. Oh, if we do welcome. Oh, that's really nice. I didn't thought about that. Cool. So now you can add it. Yeah. So did I push the change? Yeah, push the change. So ideally, you've had learned on -nuxt.com .netlify file. All right. I think we have that changes. So here is something that you can preview online. It's already been deployed, I think. All right, it works. Oh, I clicked the download. All right, everything looks fine. We restart the server. We install the dependency. Okay, that's good. So, okay, so that's quite today. And yeah, thank you for coming. And I hope you enjoy. And I will see you on next Tuesday. All right. And let's end it. Bye bye.